Welcome back to PRM Network. I'm Clint Thomas, and we've got announcements and wild action from all over the southern states. The Cookout Clash officially returned to Bowman Gray Stadium in 2026. Tim Brown makes history at Bowman Gray, while heated rivals explode in the modified division. Plus, we'll take a look at Cordele of Seth Christensen led every lap for the victory. An emotional first win at Caraway Speedway honors a fallen driver. All that and more coming right up on PRM News. We begin tonight with the announcement race fans have been waiting for. NASCAR has officially confirmed the Cookout Clash will be returning to Bowman Gray Stadium for 2026. The exhibition event this past February is coming back to the Madhouse on January the 31st and February the 1st of 2026. After a capacity crowd witnessed Chase Elliott's historic victory in this year's Clash, Joey Denenwiz, NASCAR's managing director of regional races, said the series is proud to bring the 2026 Cookout Clash back to the original home of grassroots racing. Cookout will once again serve as the sponsor, continuing their incredible support of racing from the grassroots level, all the way to the Cup Series. The family-owned restaurant chain with 350 locations across 11 states has become a cornerstone of motorsport sponsorship. What makes this announcement so significant is breaking a 54-year absence. Bowman Gray Stadium, built in 1937, is NASCAR's longest-running weekly racetrack. The track hosted 29 Grand National events from 1958 to 1971. Then Cup Series cars stayed away until 2025. Speaking of Bowman Gray Stadium, this weekend, action has been absolutely wild this season, with 2 consecutive weekends delivering everything from friendly rivals to explosive feuds and historic achievements. We start with July 12th, where Mike Speeney held off his friendly rival Brandon Ward to win the Traffic Control Safety Series 100 modified race in front of 10,000 fans. There was Speeney's 3rd win of the season and 4th of his career in the Premier Division. Speeney made his racing move on lap 75, nudging past points leader Ward to grab the lead. He would never relinquish. Despite the hard racing, both drivers showed mutual respect afterward, with Speeney saying he loves racing against Ward, and they banged on each other plenty of times, but always shaking hands when it was over. Ward acknowledged his car was really good early, but after 40 laps allowed Speeney to get a run on him. The race featured 6 cautions, but Speeney secured the victory when no late cautions flew. 100 lap modified, top 5 were Speeney, Ward, Myers, and the remaining positions filled by other competitors. But the night's most bizarre incident occurred during the sportsman race, where a full can of Mountain Dew was thrown by a fan squarely on the back of Zach Orr's car while he was battling Chase Robinson in turn 1. Robinson said he thought Orr had overheated when he saw the explosion of liquid, not realizing it was a soda can until he watched the replay video. After the race, neither driver flinched and kept racing while the can exploded and landed in the grass. Orr and Robinson got tangled up and slowed in turn 4, allowing Mitch Gale to take the opening win, his 7th career sportsman victory. First sportsman race, top 5 were Gale, Orr, Robinson. That friendly atmosphere between Speeney and Ward from July 12th stood in stark contrast to what happened just 1 week later. The Truliant night of destruction at Bowman Gray Stadium lived up to its name Saturday night, with explosive drama spilling over into the divisions in front of a sold-out crowd of 14,000, the largest crowd of this season. Despite rainstorms washing out qualifying and causing several delays throughout the night, most races were completed and the action was nothing short of spectacular. The biggest story came from a heated feud between Burt Myers and Mike Speeney, who started the night ranked 2nd and 3rd in points. On lap 2, the first modified race, Speeney was knocked around after a scrape with Myers in turn 3, leaving Speeney furious as waited for the tow truck. Speeney said Myers has run out of talent and has been out of talent for the last 10 years, claiming the only way he's up there is because he's cheating. Points leader Brandon Ward avoided the drama and led flag to flag in the first 25-lap race for his third win of the season. Ward said it is easier to start from the pole and you have to take advantage when you get the opportunity at Bowman Gray. The first modified race top 5 were. Now we turn to the late model divisions, where we've seen some incredible storylines unfold this weekend, including a father-son battle for the ages. The biggest story comes from Hickory Speedway, where 22-year-old Keelan Harvick dominated the Cars Pro Late Model Tour race to earn his first series victory, beating legendary father Kevin Harvick in the process. Keelan started on the pole and led all but one lap en route to the win, while Kevin finished third behind runner-up Caden Quapple. This marks the third time this season the Harvicks have faced off head-to-head, and Keelan is now a perfect 3-0 against his NASCAR championship father. The victory also earned Keelan a guaranteed spot in the $30,000 to win Throwback Classic at Hickory on August the 2nd, setting up another potential father and son showdown. The top 5 were Keelan, Caden, Kevin Harvick, Jaden Addison, and Ben Mayer. Moving south to Mobile International Speedway, Dustin Smith continues his dominant season with his third win of the year in the Pro Late Model division. Smith started on the front row and led all but 50 laps to claim the victory, extending his points lead at Mobile and solidifying his second place position in the Allen Turner Pro Late Model Modified Series. Smith said it's been a good car, make it fast. Chad Robinson finished second after making significant setup changes, while Carter Taylor claimed the final podium spot in his Pro Late Model debut. At Cordele Motor Speedway in Georgia, Seth Christensen put on a masterful display, leading wire-to-wire in the 100-lap Atlanta Paving and Concrete Construction Pro Late Model feature for his first victory of the season at the Georgia track. Christensen, who is part of the Colwickie Drivers Development Program, set fast time in qualifying, drew the pole, and never gave up the lead in a picture-perfect performance. Garrett Grum finished second, passing Colin Allman for the runner-up spot with 23 laps to go, but was unable to challenge Christensen for the victory. Time for our multi-track roundup, where we've got historic celebrations and emotional victories from across the racing landscape. We start a story from Chemung Speedrome, where Zach Curran scored his first career Race of Champions Sportsman Modified Series win in the tribute to Ed McGuire. But this victory meant so much more than just a first win. Curry was piloting the blue and white number 00 car in tribute to former Chemung track champion Connor Sellers, who passed away in June at the age of 26. The New York native took the lead from Evan Ragnarsson on lap 24 and held off Kevin Youngs for an emotional victory.
And I can't believe it. Like I said, it's my first ROC win, and to do it in this car for Connor, Joe, and Chelsea, his family, he was riding with us. There's no doubt about that. It was perfect.
Shifting to Caraway Speedway, the North Carolina track celebrated a major milestone, 60 years of racing history. On July the 19th, they inducted 5 new members into their Wall of Fame, and the class of the 2025 represents a golden era of the grassroots racing. The inductees included some of the biggest names in history: Mike Skinner, the Dennis Seth, Greg Marlowe, Stephen Grimes. The final inductee is David the Innovator Hyder. All these inductees except Skinner were on hand to accept their accolades. Bryson Brinkley became the third member of the Brinkley family to win Caraway's feature limited late model division, widening his championship points lead over Larry Eisenhower. Brinkley's victory nearly didn't happen as storms washed out qualifying. After 3 car set times, Bryce Applegate had set quick time before the rains came, and after a lengthy track drying process, racing finally got underway just before 10 p.m. Applegate took the early lead but developed an oil leak at the midpoint that slowed his car and allowed Brinkley and Cam Thomas to slip past for the top 5. The night also showed Justin Hancock return to victory lane in the 20-lap Charger feature, battling door-to-door with Matthew Smith for the 2 laps before taking the lead from the outside lane. We already have the first entry filed for the 2025 Snowball Derby at Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida. Washington driver Hayden Plyben has submitted his entry for the 58th Annual Snowball Derby in December. Before we wrap up tonight's show, Sunoco, the official fuel of NASCAR, is making a massive waves with a $9.1 billion acquisition of Parkland Corporation. The deal creates a vertically integrated powerhouse combination of Sunoco U.S. networks with Parkland's Canadian and Caribbean infrastructure. The newly formed Sun Corp will control over 1,800 retail sites and over 200,000 barrels per day refining. For race fans, this means continued strong support for the motorsports from one of the sport's biggest partners. The Cars Tour is gearing up for a massive throwback classic at Hickory Speedway on August the 2nd, featuring $50,000 a win for the late model stock race and a $30,000 a win for the pro late model contest. With Keelan Harvick already locked in, expect another father and son showdown. Now here we are with the rest of the races upcoming.